2027.
Yeah, Dr. Reinitzer, sir. It's 2016.
Cavs won! #Believeland! Believeland? I'm here for liquid crystals. Hi, I'm Frederick Reinitzer, and this is a liquid crystal. I was the first one to discover this little substance. To begin in describing them, a liquid crystal is a substance whose phase is in between the solid and the liquid phase. So it's not necessarily this, a solid, but it's not necessarily this, a liquid. Depending on the temperature, these substances can either be more solid than a liquid or more liquid than a solid. When this happens, they are put into three major phases or groups. The first phase they can be in is a symmetric phase. Here, the liquid crystals are facing in the same direction and they are relatively close together. This happens when they are closer to the solid state because the molecules are closer together than it would be in a liquid state. The next is the nematic phase. In this phase, the liquid crystals all face the same way, but they have a decent amount of room in between each one. As you can see, the little candy corns are generally facing the same way, but they are slightly crooked and have some room in between each one. The last phase occurs at the warmest temperature of the three, and it is when the liquid crystals are the most spread apart and facing in all different directions. This is called the isotropic phase, and as you can see here, everything is all spread out at random, just like a liquid, since this phase is the closest to a liquid. Thank you for listening to me, the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Reinitzer. Now, for the real Mr. Reinitzer.
Did you know that liquid crystals can exist at different phases besides solid, liquid, and gases? The three states that liquid crystals can exist in are isotropic, nematic, and symmetric. Okay, so let's take a block of ice for example. It will not go from a solid to a liquid really fast when it is being warmed. It will go from a solid to the symmetric mesophase, to the nematic mesophase, and then to the isotropic mesophase, and then finally a liquid. The different mesophases are caused by some bonds weakening and some bonds staying strong. As the bonds weaken and strengthen, this causes the different mesophases.
Hi, Frederick Reinitzer. Did you know the new uses for liquid crystals in the medical field?
No, I did not. Could you explain how my invention contributes to helping other people?
Well, there's a thermometer that looks like this. And it prints a succession of suitably formulated liquid crystal mixtures on a paper or plastic strip. To receive this reading, a doctor must hold the strip of paper in contact with the patient's body, and they will receive a reading. Finding a patient's body temperature in this way may not give the most accurate reading, but it provides an alternative if the modern way is not functional.
Wow, that's very cool. Do my liquid crystals have any other uses in the medical field?
Yes, liquid crystals can be used to help reveal infections or tumors. Liquid crystals can be painted onto the surface of a patient's body, and they reveal increases or decreases in the local blood flow. They can also reveal temperature anomalies. They are also used in the technology field in LCDs, liquid crystal displays. LCDs are used in calculators, computers, and televisions. Liquid crystals are displayed in the chiral phase when polarized light passes through at a 90-degree angle and illuminates the pixel surface. Thank you for your contribution as it influences others very greatly.
Wow, thank you for your helpful information. I really appreciate it. So tell me more about this liquid crystal thermometer.
Well, it works using the thermal imaging properties of liquid crystals.
And that means...
Oh, do you know what a mood ring is?
I died in 1927. No.
Yikes. Okay, well, anyway, the gemstone is filled with liquid crystals in their nematic phase, and they're also thermochromic. This just means that they reflect different wavelengths of light depending on what temperature they're exposed to. Basically, thermochromic crystals shift and twist around when exposed to heat, so they change color.
So this mood ring can tell a person's temperature?
Exactly, but like Dr. Katie said, it's not very exact, so they can't use it in hospitals and other fancy schmancy medical stuff. But they do use liquid crystal thermometers like in fish tanks just to get a gist of the general water temperature. So it's good for things like that.
So what else should I know about liquid crystals and what will happen in the future?
Well, these days, researchers are mostly focusing on how liquid crystals can be used to make better LCD displays. Have you ever heard of an LCD TV?
No.
Right, 1927. Okay, well, they're like big, fancy, mirrors that show you things. They're really cool. And just researchers are working on ways to make them better? Yeah.
I don't really. Sounds interesting. I still don't know what a TV is.
That's okay. You'll be dead in the morning. It's Halloween night.
Thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. The clowns are coming for you.
I was the first one to discover this little substance in there. Depending on the temp, get out. Sweating. Let's go. Okay, restart. Pulling up my pants. The man, the myth, and the legend of the liquid crystal. Now to the. Are you taking? Wait, I'm not ready.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has.
Years ago, our forefathers brought on to this great continent.
Good morning, 1927.
Excuse me, Dr. Reinitzer, sir. It's 20,016.